Today we're talking about adaptive banking, and I'm delighted to be joined by Andy Schmidt from CGI. Andy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you.
Every year CGI does market research into the industries that you serve. Can you tell me a little bit about your recent survey and the insights from it?
Absolutely. So every year we interview approximately 1,800 business and IT executives from around the world to understand what the key drivers are that are facing their business and the key challenges that they're looking to overcome. And one of the areas that we specifically focus on is corporate and transaction banking. And in this year's survey, we found that corporate and transaction banks are really focused on three things right now. The first is product and service innovation, the quest for new opportunity, the quest for new revenue. The other is legacy modernization. Now, some 43% of the banks that we talked to said that legacy infrastructure, the infrastructure that they've had from the beginning, is one of the key impediments to achieving their digital strategy. And then the final one, cost reduction. We're in a high interest rate environment. We're in an environment where the regulators are going to be asking for greater capital reserves, and so that puts pressure on the bank to not only raise revenue, drive income in terms of the new innovation, but at the same time reduce costs and conserve cash to prepare for reserves.
So with that in mind, how is CGI helping your clients keep pace?
Sure. So one of the things that we're focusing on is really where's the market headed. And so that's where we've come up with our approach, which we call adaptive banking. The idea is that by leveraging the data that we already have about our customers and using that data to understand what their drivers are, what their needs are, we as an industry are in a much better position to create the innovative offerings that they're looking for, but also provide the information that the institutions need to manage their own businesses. Layering that in with the composable infrastructure makes it so that we're able to scale innovation faster, create products more quickly, all while also managing the bottom line.
What are the key benefits of adaptive banking?
Sure. The key benefits really start off with personalization. So whether you're a corporate treasurer or a retail customer, having products, interfaces, access points be tailored to your needs are really of paramount importance. Of course, with that becomes the ability to deliver real-time insights. We've got a tremendous amount of data about customer activity, customer history, and even what your transactions are looking like. And having that available at your fingertips gives you much more control over your business. Being able to have more agile product development also becomes important because that composable approach to infrastructure and that insight into the customer allows you to build products out of pieces and parts, APIs, modules, and so on, as opposed to having to start from scratch. And then along with that becomes more agile and efficient operations. Because you have more efficient code, because you're delivering better insights, your operational costs will decrease as well. And then the last piece of it, enhanced regulatory compliance. In addition to taxes, one thing that we can always count on is greater compliance and a greater compliance burden. And so being able to take an adaptive approach to your infrastructure, to your information, to your client service makes it far easier to collect and leverage the information you need to have a proper regulatory footprint.
I'm joined by Tom Lang of PNC and Manoj Mishra of CGI. We're going to be chatting about AI and automation and the power of technology, banking on technology. So welcome both of you.
Thanks for having us.
AI and technology has been a big theme here at Sibos, not unexpectedly, of course. Tom, to you first. Can I ask you how you are finding AI is actually playing into your strategy as PNC?
Yep. Thanks for the question. And AI plays deeply in our strategy. We love looking at new technologies, and when we think about our strategy, it evolves around the client, from what we hear from clients and how we can help them solve problems. And we do that by talking to our clients, either through when we roll out new products and we have advisory boards. So when we look at harnessing the power of something like AI, it's really to solve client problems. And there's a couple examples I'll just share with you how we've rolled AI into what we do. One of them is in our Pinnacle cash forecasting product that allows our clients to do exactly what it's called, forecast their cash. And it's amazing when you go into clients, some of the most innovative companies in the country, and you go into their financial operations, and they're forecasting cash through spreadsheets. It's everyone getting together in a room or on a Teams call, a Zoom call, and they're having discussions through spreadsheets. So we've built a product that leverages machine learning to help them forecast their cash to better run their operations. Another example is with our PNC Claim Predictor product that is targeted towards our healthcare provider clients. We help facilitate the submission of claims to payers to pay for services. And a big issue in that industry is just basic missing information that's not on a claim. For instance, a birth date or a name. And our product leverages machine learning to help spot those errors and allow the client to fix it and reduces costs on every aspect of the transaction and allows them to make best use of the most precious commodity, which is the human capital.
Great, thank you, Tom. I mean, there's a lot happening, and there's such a lovely space to talk about because it's continuously moving forward. So it's great to chat to you about this, and it must be so exciting for you because I'm told, I got told on my script actually, that you are passionate about innovation, Manoj. So can you please tell me, or at least elaborate on the role of technology in this AI revolution,
Sure.
particularly from my perspective as well, because there's still so much I have to learn.
Sure. Again, thank you for the compliment and great answer, Tom. I loved how you related it to the client, right, and making it very, very real. When I look at AI, I actually see a huge role of technology. It's not just an enabler. So oftentimes technology is an enabler. In case of AI, I think it's a driving force. It's the one that's really pushing AI, be it computing, be it large language models, be it computer vision, be it natural language processing. I think technology is at the heart of it. So this is, I mean, you can actually call it technology in itself. To me, AI and technology, they are just replaceable with each other. So yeah, I think I do feel that this one, technology has a big role to play.
Absolutely, and we're seeing it, aren't we, here at 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗻𝗂.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't escape it, technology
Yeah.
or collaboration.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it really makes you think about problems differently,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like what is possible given the new technology in terms of, again, you mentioned the clients of solving client problems, and that's it's really exciting because it allows you to go after areas that years before you couldn't attack.
Yep, you're spot on.
So new approaches to problem solving.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So where are you seeing the biggest investment and interest from an AI and automation perspective? And can you did give us some examples earlier, but can you give us some more user case examples of AI and automation that you're seeing?
Sure. So if I take a step back, and I think I agree with everything that Tom said, right? I think we are seeing problems that couldn't be solved before, now being solvable through technology. We actually interviewed 1,000 plus C-levels. 57% of them said they're going to invest in AI in the next 3 years. So this is real, right? Look at 𝗦𝗲𝗀. Yesterday there were 100 sessions, 41 of them had AI in it. So I think there is a lot of interest, and what we are seeing is two tiers, right? We are seeing low-hanging fruit. We are seeing processes that are paper-based, Excel spreadsheet, and applying very basic AI automation to it. And then we are seeing some predictive modeling, right? You're talking to a bot and telling you, hey, where should I go, what my balance is, what should I do? And I think we're seeing that. So we're seeing a whole gradient of use cases. I would love to hear what Tom...
Yeah, I would agree, right?
Yeah.
And what we're hearing from clients is sort of somewhere in the middle there,
Yeah.
which is just help me operate more
Yep.
efficiently.
Yeah.
We did a recent survey and found that our treasury, the operations of our treasury departments are small.
Yep.
5 or less people was about 70% of the group. And so getting that operational efficiency is really important. And there's examples across our products where we've used technology to make that happen. And our receivables platform, for example, leveraging technology, machine learning to automate the reconciliation of what you mentioned there, sort of the data and the paper and the dollars all flowing together. And then on the payment side, making it easy for our clients to choose how they want to pay, or said differently, not have to choose, because we have the technology to say the best way to route this payment, we call it intelligent routing, is through RTP, or the best route is through wire. And we're able to provide those services now when we haven't been able to before.
What about being competitive? I mean, that's really in the forefront of businesses' minds, is being competitive. And how important, Tom, would you say that collaboration is? I know it's a theme that we hear often. Is it still as important? And also, what about the acquisition of fintechs? Are these moves that you need to become or remain competitive?
Yeah, so I think competitiveness is all around strategy, right? What are we trying to, from a PNC perspective, what are we trying to do for our clients? What are the problems that we're trying to solve? And when we have those strategies laid out, how do you execute against those strategies? So building is really important, working with the technology providers, such as CGI is really, really critical. And when I look to roll out new products, building is really important. So I mentioned the cash forecasting, I mentioned the claim predictor. Those are built solutions that are really critical to our strategy. And then in terms of collaboration, especially in our embedded finance area, which is collaboration by definition, which is a really exciting topic, and we've invested heavily at PNC in collaboration, working with 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀😂 to integrate to integrate solutions is really critical. And then finally, you asked about acquisitions. Acquisitions can make sense, and we've done a couple acquisitions in recent years with Tempest Technologies for their gateway area, and 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀, which is a restaurant OS. And it's really that whole package coming together to deliver strategies to our clients.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I must tell you, PNC is doing a great job in that front, right? So even if you look at someone like CGI, for us to be relevant in the industry, AI is actually a tool that's going to make us competitive, right? So we are investing $1 billion just in AI. And the reason we are not doing it because it's a buzzword. We are doing because clients are seeing the need, and we see an opportunity to be ahead of the game. So no, I think very, very relevant question.
Yeah.
And I really like that, Manoj, where you're talking about it's not just a buzzword, but it's a demand.
Yeah.
Yep, and we got to learn together, right?
Yeah.
The mutual investments of the firms, and you mentioned the question started with collaboration of how do we take new technologies and apply them to work for everyone.
Yeah.